What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, we're starting to see something form for ADA that's a little bit concerning, and I want to share it with you today. Now, I will preface this video with saying I actually bought a little bit of ADA today, so it's not a super big cause of concern. It's not particularly something that you should be worried about, but it is something that I think everyone should at least know about because there could be pretty rough implications if this thing does come true, all of which we'll go over in a second here. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. And don't forget, my friends, if you do want to trade some Bitcoin, Solana, SWI, and many more and all the way up to 500x leverage, you can use that BTCC link down below. Guys, if you do sign up specifically with my link down there, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. This means, for example, if you deposit, say, $3,000, they're going to give you $300 on the spot to start trading with. And whatever profit you make from that is completely yours, no strings attached. This is literally an opportunity to make free gains on a very strong and good platform that's updating and getting better every single day. So feel free to go check out that link down below if, of course, that does interest you. Now, before we talk about what is happening and a little bit more of the zoomed in time frames, what I want to do is take you back a little bit and kind of explain to you how we got here, because it's all going to be very important for why what we're seeing right now is a little bit concerning. So over the last couple weeks for ADA, what we've been tracking has been this obviously massive move that it made. We saw ADA literally just go straight vertical in November. At one point, I mean, just going straight upwards until like for almost a month, realistically. It's been almost a month just going straight up, putting in gains of, let's see, bottom to top, we saw gains of 200 to 300%. So obviously very good. Now, the thing about it is, though, is I've told you all pretty repeatedly, like, hey, listen, although this has been great, I think this has nothing on what could be coming soon. I think we are seeing a clear cup and handle pattern for ADA. We're seeing it clearly start testing this golden box, and both of those say that if we can continue upwards, that we may unlock the door for ADA to push $6.67, $16.91. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say ADA is going to $16, but yeah, I think $6 makes a ton of sense, and I think we could see ADA's price start working its way up there. And so because of that, we've really been tracking the move it's making recently of trying to break out of the cup and handle pattern and, of course, ultimately try to break the golden Fibonacci ratio. Now, zooming in a little bit, what we've been going over recently in the last couple of videos is just the fact that ADA's price has been struggling at this golden zone. As you would expect, you know, this is a major point of resistance, and we're in a pretty rough spot in the market. Although Bitcoin's price has been trending upwards, a lot of the altcoin market has been trending downwards. I mean, you can look at something simply as Bitcoin dominance and see that Bitcoin's been outperforming the majority of all of the other cryptos for the entire month of December. So in a time like that, when ADA is running into a key level of resistance, I would even go to say the most important level of resistance it's ever had, it is no shock to see ADA's price starting to get forced down a little bit. So today what I want to do is talk about what is happening now that its price is getting forced down a little bit, though, because this is a cause for concern that I would say. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm not that concerned about it. I did even do a little bit of purchasing ADA today as a result of it being in the bottom half of a descending channel. But I have to just show you at least what I'm seeing, just in case these things do start coming to fruition, you could be prepared. And so with that said, let's kind of move a little bit forward into what is happening right now and what you need to be on the lookout for. Now, I will warn you, some of the things that we're about to get into might get a little bit complicated. So if you are someone who is new to this space and you're trying to figure this whole crypto thing out, or if you're advanced but you're just trying to add more tools to your toolbox, what I ask specifically of you, especially as we go forward to the rest of the video, is just to stick around at the end. At the end, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing over in the Patreon community, in which we have now seen hundreds of percentages in gains every single day for weeks. On good days and bad days, it doesn't matter. We're seeing hundreds of percentages in gains because of all the classes, live streams, workshops, signals, and much more. So if that's you and you want to be a part of that, all I ask again is that you quite simply just stick around until the end of the video. Now, what we're going to do today is we're actually going to go ahead and just get rid of everything. Okay, we're just going to go get rid of everything. But what I am going to do is I'm going to leave, let's just leave a bit of a rectangular box right around here. Just so that we remember we have that macro point of resistance, that golden Fibonacci zone sitting directly above us. Remember, the golden Fibonacci zone is the key point of resistance. Once we can clear this level right here, guys, this golden zone, this is what opens the door to $6.67. So this is still the goal. This is the mission, to get above this. But I digress. What we're going to focus on right now is the fact that ADA is still sitting below that zone and has still been struggling under this resistance. Now, as ADA's price has been struggling at this resistance, what we've started to notice is the possible formation of a little bit of a deformed head and shoulders pattern. Now, what I do want to go, and I want to be very careful with this video because I don't want you to take it as if I'm losing my bullishness on ADA. I've told you all, the fact that we've now broken that cup and handle pattern, the fact that we've seen this move opens the door to which I think ADA is ultimately going to go upwards at one point, one way or another. I think the fact that we're heading into a year in which the presidential candidate is going to be bringing as much pro-crypto, legislation and, of course, just regulations to the United States in general, I think it's a perfect formula. It's a perfect combination for something like Cardano to do well. I think being in the US and a US based crypto in general is enough to make this thing start to work, especially next year. So I don't want you to take this as if I'm super worried about it in the long term. It's just in the short term, I'm getting a little concerned with what I'm seeing forming. Now, with that in mind, and hopefully, of course, you do understand that, again, what I want to talk about is the possible formation of this head and shoulders pattern. So what I came to recognize is that ADA's now come back down to a key level of support twice. Now, anytime a crypto has a high, a low, and it breaks up to a higher high but comes right back to that same low, you have to start to pay attention to the possible formation of the head and shoulders pattern. Now, what that looks like is, of course, the left shoulder there, the head up here, and then, of course, the right shoulder forming here. Now, generally speaking, whenever we see this, whenever I saw this second establishment of support, I just want to say, or I want to see, okay, do we put in another high around that first high? If we do, we're probably forming a head and shoulders pattern and you need to be careful. If we don't, maybe it comes up just like right here and then it goes upwards, or maybe it breaks upwards, or maybe it just goes down, right? If it literally would have just done this, I wouldn't really be so concerned. But in a moment where we are back testing that same level of support, and then you go up and you put in a rather equivalent high, because if I draw a line across these two highs, you can see the highs are in very similar spots. Not perfect, but very similar, just like the lows, not perfect, but similar. It starts to paint that picture in which we do have, again, the left shoulder, then the head, then the right shoulder. Now, it is not perfect. It is a little bit deformed, but that is what crypto is all about. Nothing is generally picture perfect. And what this means for us is that we do need to be on a bit of on our toes right now. If we do see the head and shoulders pattern play out, what this would look like is that it would have a breakout target all the way down to 62 cents. And I know people don't want to hear that, but that is just the truth. There could be a possible 40% pullback from here. Now, there are a couple good things, a couple good things to go along with that. One, we're in a bull market. If there's ever a type of market where something like this doesn't play out, it's the exact type of market we're in right now. The second thing is that during bull markets, fake outs become extremely more common. What that means is that you actually do break to the bottom side of this structure itself. You come back down here, you run into maybe one of these key resistance levels, flip it into support, fake out continuation. That's also very possible. And this is just considered a range at that point with a fake out rather than a head and shoulders pattern with a breakout. And so knowing that, that does mean that the odds of this actually happening go down substantially. Not completely, but substantially. I would say there's about a 35 to 40% chance. I'm comfortable at 35. I would say there's a 35% chance that we do see this thing start coming back down here and working if we do get down to and lose 90 cents. The good thing on top of all of this is that we're not confirmed that this is a head and shoulders pattern yet. And the reason being is we haven't come back down to start retesting the bottom side of that line to start trying to validate this support zone. Because what you have to understand is that if we can see ADA's price hold support here, maybe, it comes back down, it hits this bottom side golden zone and then uses this golden zone to start working itself back upwards, this isn't a head and shoulders pattern. This is some sort of range. And the ranges are easy. We can figure that out. I'm not worried about that. And so the good thing about it is that, again, it's just a concern that I have. It's something on the back of my mind that we need to keep an eye on, but it's not something I'm actually worried about. But in moments like this, it starts to make you recognize the importance of what is happening in the short term. Because if ADA's price does continue downwards and say loses the golden Fibonacci zone below us between 95 cents and $1, then we're in a spot to where I'm getting a little more concerned. Like, oh snap, we have now a breakout target back towards 60 something cents, would get a little bit ugly there. And so because of that, all that I wanted to do today was just to let you know right now what you need to be watching is this golden zone between $1 and 95 cents, because it's becoming more and more and more important as the days go by. If it holds, we're good. If it doesn't hold, things might get very ugly, and we're going to need to start to set in a strategy and a game plan from there. I'm not a major fan of shorting during the bull market. I'm not a big fan of that, but if we do break below the 90-cent threshold, maybe we break below it, come back test, and continue losing that previous low, there's a good chance that I would maybe open up some sort of quick little short trade with a stop loss set directly above that high, just in case I'm right, and just in case it does come back down to 61 cents, I can still make money during a downtime in the market. Shorting is a skill that many people do need to learn, because you're going to need it during the bear market, and this could be an opportunity to start kind of getting prepared for that type of stuff. But overall, just again, time will tell. I'm not going to really focus on this or think about this too much until we do see what happens here at the gold box. So your homework for tonight is to draw a gold box between $1 and 95 cents and watch it closely. While we're above it, we're in a good spot to continue upwards and try to continue this move. Maybe put in some sort of little Adam and Eve pattern right here and then try to break up towards the upside. We're good. But if ADA's price loses that, things may get ugly. And of course, do be on the lookout for me to make a video letting you know exactly exactly what I'm doing in that moment. One way or another, I'll make a video, whether we go up or whether we go down. That's not the point of today's video. Today's video is to simply just bring this to your awareness so that you can watch it very closely and understand what steps we need to take in order to either invalidate or validate this possible move. So of course, again, I'll continue to update you, but make sure you do your homework and draw in this golden box and keep a very close eye on it until my next video, which again will likely be tomorrow. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you are someone who is simply just trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, no matter whether you're a beginner or whether you're advanced, I highly recommend you check out the Discord server Tyler Hill's Crypto Vault. This is the place where we have stuff going out every single day. I'm talking insights with Tyler, which are just my thoughts and insights on a bunch of different things, just videos, exclusive content, my buys and sells, and much more. You're going to get daily live shows on things like Q&A with Cade, Crypto Vault Live, Frankly Fridays, or Fridays with Frank, and many more things there. We have daily technical analysis reports on all the cryptos we talk about here on the channel. I have a fundamental analysis report that goes out every single day that goes over the market so you can get a good understanding of what's happening there. I have a team of professional traders who are buying or posting their buy and sell signals every single day. And remember, these are people whose livelihood relies on their trading, and they're giving you their buy and sell signals every single day. For executive members, we have what's called TA to go, where you can request your own technical analysis, and one of the best analysts I've ever met in my entire life goes in and gives you his own analysis reports. We have TA deep dives that come out. We have live trading sessions. We have executive classes. We have executive and exclusive live streams. We have premium classes on things like the Bollinger Bands, on things like the Fibonacci's. Guys, it goes on and on. We got tips with Tyler. We got beginners courses. These are 30-minute long videos with 20-page presentations, vocabulary sheets, cheat sheets, and much more. All of this education, all of this value is cultivating a community that is absolutely going absurd. They're going insane. They're generating hundreds of percentages in gains no matter what day it is. Yesterday on a bad day for the altcoin market, look at all these gains. That's because they're learning. They're learning, and they're using that learning to create strategy. So again, if you want that to be yourself, what I want you to do is I want you to go check out the Patreon link down below. Guys, you can get in for as little as $5 a month. So go explore these options, go see what works best for you, and let me know what you think down in the comments below. But of course, don't forget, I like to post 4 or 5 videos every single day here on the channel. So if you are new here, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe, smash that like button, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.